Hi, I'm Tim Byrne. This is Tim Byrne Almost Live from the river called Diable in Mont-Tremblant, Quebec. And today's episode is with Adam from Reed Water. It kind of sounds like weed water. Adam's a licensed plumber, and Adam's dad told him to go out and make some technology. And I was down at the Remy show, and for the first time at that show, a kid walked up to me who had a lot more courage and a lot more perseverance than I've seen out of Honeywell or Ainsworth or Johnson Control to reinvent the industry and come up with something that I think that all building owners and asset managers want. I'm Tim Byrne. This is Tim Byrne Almost Live. You will see me on the backside. I'm going to keep paddling. It's Tim Byrne. This is Tim Byrne Almost Live. I have with me a very interesting Bartman.
Yeah.
You got tortured in school, eh?
No, it was great. I didn't get the F-bombs.
You didn't get the Bartman?
No.
You're lying.
I swear
Bartman?
I got a lot of Batman.
Adam, how are you?
I was good.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
What do you guys do?
So we make plumbing great again.
Okay. That's funny, Bartman.
Yeah.
So, solution? I don't understand. What's Reed Water then?
So, no, I was a plumber for a couple decades since I was 12. Worked with my father.
Okay, stop. You don't look that old.
I don't look that old. I know, I get it all the time. I'm 32 now.
Served with the old man when you were 12, 13. I got it.
Yeah, in the summers, off school.
Man, I know that one.
Built a business starting around 18 years old for 12, 13 years. And in Toronto, we scaled that company from 1 to 14 trucks. And so we have, 35
So are you with
staff.
your dad now?
Yeah, so the business is still active. I obviously changed my focus to Reed 4 years ago because the clients that called me from the buildings and all that, if you could be me on the other end of the line for a second, I'd have a super that's calling me, freaking out, has no idea where the shutoff is in his 50-story high-rise building.
Right.
Very, very frequent call. So people seem to become deer in the headlights when leaks and floods.
Okay,
and
so
stuff
sorry,
happen.
let's go back.
Yeah.
What's the name of your dad and your plumbing company?
Power Jet Plumbing.
Power Jet Plumbing.
That's active and around.
And then you started Reed 4 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
And you got a neat brand and a neat feel.
Yeah.
And you work inside of the plumbing company?
No, so the plumbing company is active and I'm not working there anymore.
Oh, does your dad hate your guts?
No, you know what, you usually get that
Right?
that father-son bad relationship. I was fortunate. He was a really good mentor on the business side.
So you didn't have a fight fallout?
Nothing. No, I'm still there weekly to get updates and help on the managerial level. But
So
all
do you
of
still have
my
ownership in
attention
the
to-
plumbing?
Yeah.
All right. Keep going now. Reed, can't find my water shut off in my 50-story tower.
Common issue with the property management world was I can't find equipment, valves.
Yeah.
My water use is too high and I don't know why. Or the worst case scenario, there's Niagara Falls coming from the sun.
Right.
So I was, an entrepreneur. I tried to add value to our customers. There's a lot of stuff in the residential market, smart water valve control, this, that. Didn't scale. You couldn't use their apps and technology in a commercial building. It just didn't work. And then you have, Honeywell, Johnson.
Man, the big guys.
Highly specialized and very expensive. So it didn't work also for my customer base. And so I had a childhood friend who was in automation. We connected, dabbled around with, off-the-shelf electronics and soldering, and we blew a few things up, but we started installing this
Did you actually blow anything up?
Yeah, there's a story where one of the capacitors exploded on our desk and melted a hole in the roof. It was fun. A lot of the cliche in your garage.
I like that. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So we dabbled around for a year, got something going in an existing building, and it was providing value for this customer. So we said, hey, maybe we have a business here. Yeah.
What did you actually end up making that didn't explode?
So we built a router-like box.
Okay.
That speaks to the leading brands of plumbing fixtures, valves and meters and sensors and all this stuff. And we use that to bring it up into a very sophisticated piece of software.
that can be operated from your phone.
Yeah, so the customer of ours, of Reed's, gets a dashboard, an intuitive internet-based dashboard.
Desktop or phone, like
Anything.
either one.
Either.
So maybe the HTML5 or whatever, right?
Yeah, it's
Right.
web-based.
Yeah,
You
so-
hop
yeah,
onto
gotcha.
Chrome and you enter in your details, and you can control your infrastructure.
Okay, so the gizmo that you're connecting to all the valves and pumps and whatever in the building,
Mhm.
your router box.
Right,
You guys are making the router box.
precisely.
And then you're running low voltage wires to all the miscellaneous gizmos.
That's right.
Right?
And then, yeah, absolutely. And then Cat5, like internet wire, between our many black boxes that we often put into one building.
Okay.
So we usually have, anywhere from 5 to
Okay, what's
30.
that costing somebody?
So we did a 44.
Ballpark, throw numbers around.
Yeah, we did. So it's hard to answer the question.
I know,
everyone
I know.
wants to know how much is it. The reason it's hard to answer the question is because by
One black box
design,
or 10 black boxes. I got it.
right? We want it to work in a plaza or a tower.
Yeah,
but to give light to that question that we get often, I said we did a 44-story condominium tower downtown Toronto, very typical nowadays. And for $30,000 with plumber, hardware,
Wow.
equipment, everything, we give the property manager the ability to shut 10 floors at a time. That was it.
Say it again. You give the property manager the ability
To close 10 floors at a time. We
Wow.
didn't have to make a big plumbing infrastructure change. Rather, we didn't change anything. That's how buildings are traditionally isolated.
Okay.
We just added an electric valve instead of a manual valve.
So like, did you go like a place like Armstrong Pump and go, okay, Armstrong, give me a valve for that and a valve for this? Connect.
Not Armstrong, but yes.
Guys like that, right?
A Belimo or
Right.
Apollo. Those
Yep.
are like the leaders for
Right.
valve equipment.
Yeah.
We have our own valve that we represent, but we didn't make it.
Sure. Got it. At
It's
that
like
time. Yeah, I got
not
it.
our focus.
Right. Okay. So somebody drops 30K,
Mhm.
40K. What's the payback? Is
So
there a payback, or is it just to get the monitor
there
shit?
is. The obvious payback is when you save the big flood, right? Instead of $1 million damage, it's a paint touch up.
Okay, but if I'm paying insurance, what do I give a shit?
No, because deductibles now, when we speak to insurance companies,
Yeah,
they
tell
all
me.
say the same thing. They go, water is the new fire. They all say the exact
Right.
same thing.
Sure, especially in a
And so-
high-rise building.
Right, and so Intact and all these guys either shoot up their deductible to 250 grand for
Is that what
water
it would
damage
be?
claim. Yeah.
Really, eh?
Or they're making it 500 so that they
Right.
can exit the market.
So you know this because
Yeah.
you'd have to, because you can't offer your market a $30,000-$40,000
Right.
tool and not go, where's my payback?
For sure.
So when they get charged, they get to have a deductible of $250,000. On a condominium, for instance, does the property management company or the condo corporation, the MTCC, whatever,
Right.
do they actually care about that deductible? Because if there was a flood in the building, wouldn't they transfer it on to the individual condo owners, or do they absorb it internally?
No, so it would.
Sorry,
come
that's a really technical
No,
financial question, but
it's a great question because it comes out of the reserve, and ultimately it may affect the residents. So technically, yes. However, the difference with condos, and not that we're trying to do this, but there's a fear element there.
totally.
They live in the building. They actually care about the building.
Right.
And so if you offer something that helps them better manage the building, which this does, that's meaningful for them.
All right, so all we've done is gotten rid of a water risk.
Yes.
Is there another payback?
And there is.
Is there a 4 year or 5? Like, is there a point where you go, you're actually going to save?
100%. Once you implement this stuff, there's savings in operational efficiency.
Okay.
I can't tell you how many times I send a plumber to a building who either spends 2 hours looking for a valve, because there's many of them
I can't find
everywhere.
them. I can't
They
find
bury them in ceilings and in typical story. Or finally he finds it and it doesn't work because it's seized or
Right.
corroded or whatever the case. With our equipment, because the valve's connected,
You can isolate it.
we self-exercise autonomously. I know it sounds like a funny word.
No,
but
I got it.
engineers ask you to exercise key valves every 6 months or so.
Yeah.
Nobody does that. There's 100 of them. So
Does nobody really do it?
Nobody does it ever. So our program opens and closes it at whatever frequency we want. That extends the life of the valve like significantly. But you also know that it works, when you need it. So
Is it a hard sell?
no, it actually it seems like a hard sell because people think you can't do this for 30 grand. They think you need to spend $250,000
Right.
with Johnson.
Yeah.
And you don't, because the entire trend today of IoT and the more inexpensive sensors makes this more possible.
You got a Pandora's box on your hand,
A little bit.
right?
Yeah.
You have an opportunity to change the direction of the way even a smaller building can manage itself without going to the Honeywells and all those big
for sure.
monolithic companies.
And don't get me
That's
wrong,
amazing.
we're not in competition or comparing ourselves to BAS.
I got it.
We're focused on domestic plumbing, but it doesn't need to be that complicated and expensive.
That's so exciting. So
Yeah.
because you get to a smaller 10-story building. I mean, some of these costs from Johnson's and all those big, huge companies,
Right.
they're the same whether you're 10 or 20. So it's a lot more money to absorb in a 10-story building. You can come along and give them a turnkey solution that takes that out of their hands for 50%,
Like
10%. Yeah, holy cow.
Yeah, to me, they don't answer the phone for less than $500,000 contract, the way I see it.
Right.
And then you need to pay, service companies on an ongoing basis to manage the system. As a plumber, when I built this, I wanted to empower other plumbing companies to be able to go and install.
Put it in the hands of the plumber. Right.
They know their customers. They know their customers' problems.
Okay, how long have you been doing this for now?
So actively selling in the market since January of this year, but
Really?
at it for about 4 years. A lot of development.
You making any money? You're starving.
Yeah, no, it's as of January, we're making sales. It's been very exciting.
Okay, but are
The
you
market's
starving?
accepting it. No, I'm good.
Because you got three. I know, but you got the plumbing company that your
Yeah.
family business. This business on its own, you got 3 years of your personal time sucked into it.
Yeah.
Without any money back. The drag is with the government. You're not allowed to put in sweat equity anymore as a shareholder's loan.
Yes and no. It worked out in a way that we did. I mean, we have investors and we raised a bunch of money.
Back in my day, you could literally go, I put 100 hours in. I'm worth $100 an hour.
Yeah.
So here's my 10,000. I can put against my book. You can't do that anymore with the CRA, right?
Yeah, maybe on taxes, no.
Right, on taxes. Back 30 years ago when I started my business, you could dump in shareholders' loans, right?
Right. I see. No,
You
so
can't do
haven't gone that way.
So you got investors too.
But yeah, I was gonna say, been very, very fortunate to surround myself with great investors that I feel like we handpicked strategically. It wasn't just for the money, and that's helping kind of move this along even quicker.
Okay, so how many investors you got?
There's a group of about 15. I know
Really?
it sounds like a lot, but they're again very strategic.
And they stand back and let you do your thing.
Absolutely,
and they put in their 50 G's or whatever it was and said, here, play.
Precisely.
Don't screw this up or I'm going to punch you in the face later,
We
right?
got a little bit of weight on my shoulders.
Okay, so you got 15 guys?
Yeah.
How did you convince them to toss in their 2 nickels in the hat?
To show them that I had clients with this problem. So in the earlier years of Reed.
How old are you?
32. I know I say earlier, but.
So you stand there 28 years old and you go, hey, listen, everybody toss in 10 grand, 20, whatever the number is.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's 1,000. You're a 28-year-old and you go,
right.
I've come up with a new iPod for building services. And that's what you just invented. You just invented the new iPod for building systems, right?
Yeah.
You go, and everybody goes, yeah, sure. Shit, Adam, no problem. Here's
No, we went through the typical kind of questions, what's the market cap and how does your technology work and what's the business
Who
model?
else is in it? So a lot of the stuff, I'm going to ask you a technical question before because I like talking about the money, but I also want to know about the product.
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff you're installing, it is in isolation and out of pedestrian view, like it's hidden. It's hidden. What's its wear life when it breaks down? How do you find the stupid thing? Or does it just go offline? You go, it's offline. We know where we put it. Or does it have a GPS in it to go? Because 10 years from now, you got a pile of equipment out there.
Absolutely.
It's buried in walls, ceilings, hatchways on the 10th floor.
Right.
It goes offline, and you know it's offline.
So it's considered communication equipment, and we'll often install them where other communication equipment lives.
So you're picking up Wi-Fi, or
no? It's all hardwired. Yeah,
you got to get to the Wi-Fi stage
eventually. So the first of a string of devices will have its wide area network, the internet. But everything's hardwired thereafter just to keep it reliable and not go offline.
So when it does go offline or it dies,
Yeah.
if it dies,
fails,
how do you find it?
so during the installation, you'll give the device a geolocation.
A name, yeah. Geolocation and name, yeah.
It's on electrical room closet, floor 13, for instance. So you'll find it that way.
What happens whenever he's re-drywalled and it's 20 years later moved and
No, so again,
that's why I said it's the GPS and the stupid things. You go,
Right.
walk right to here and there it is, right? Because it's buried behind a wall.
The leak pads, you actually will know where they are based on signals. Right. But the devices would be in again, just common areas that wouldn't get closed up, let's say.
Right.
Hallway chases.
That's
or
exciting,
closets. Yeah, it's been very exciting.
Exactly, you bring something new, right? Because this business is really old, right? I'm in the glass business, you're in the plumbing. It's the same shit, eh?
Right.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
Right? It was a bad joke. So, but it hasn't changed in 30 years. So when you can make the iPod, that's a huge deal. So how many buildings in Toronto have done this with you?
Yeah, so in Toronto we're in 30 buildings now.
Are you really?
Yeah, with a queue of 15 to go. Our conversations today are with larger portfolio holders, not so much one condo at a time. So that's why the conversations, when
are you better suited for the asset manager than you are the property manager? Like the guy that owns it, rather than the property manager?
Both. So we deal with condos and we deal with, REITs, apartment buildings, plaza owners, so a wide variety of ownerships or asset types.
You mentioned it right at the beginning that you can find missing water.
Yeah.
How do you find the missing non-metered water?
Yeah, so we often
know?
will call it sort of a non-revenue water or whatever the term you'll use. You install water meters in strategic places. Forget read for a second. Just doing that would manually or traditionally give a plumber the ability to tell you, hey, this tenant is using X amount, so on and so forth. This is just a way for it to come up online and actually be active in bringing.
But the truth is, water gets like in some of these big office towers around us where we're sitting here, they lose water all the time. Like they have a tenant move in, move out, things get unhooked, rehooked back up.
Right.
Is there any way to go? The building's taking in 1 million liters.
Yeah, and so
we're only billing out 900.
For sure.
Where did everything else go?
I totally. We actively do it all the time. So our most common customer would be a plaza with 14 units.
Right.
And so we'll monitor the main incoming and then each tenant individually, which doesn't take any really overhaul on the plumbing because those buildings are traditionally divided anyways.
Right.
We just need to absorb all that data and actually make sense of it.
Does part of Reed take that data as well and be able to look on an app and know?
Oh, totally. So when you look at our categories, we do valve control, water meter analytics, leak pads.
So you have to put new water meters in, or can you use the water meters that are there and just pull the information from them?
Right. We absorb information from the leading brands.
Gotcha.
So they're often in place already. And then we do leak pads and sensors. So pressure, temperature, humidity, whatever. And we'll take those building blocks and change them depending on the property's needs, requirements, challenges. Try to make something scalable.
Okay, so when you're looking for partners around Canada, are you training them, helping them get where they need to go?
Precisely. So we'll do these little lunch and learns. Within an hour, they get it. And then they just have to learn more so how to sell it on a value proposition, ROI, etc. That's what even we're learning.
How do you let them make money?
So they make money both on the sale of the hardware equipment and they make a revenue share on the subscription compared to use the dashboard.
If you're selling it for 30, how does he make money selling it at 40?
So there's
do you know what I mean? Like, where does he get his market from?
There's a list price on equipment.
Okay.
And they'll have, depending on the volume they move,
because the drag is as you go abroad and start doing this, you don't want them going, well, Adam in Toronto's doing it for 30. Why are you charging me 40? And he's like, well, right?
I'd say very much similar to any sort of manufacturer to distributor type relationship.
This is an exciting piece of product you got, eh?
Thank you.
This is super exciting.
Thank you.
You're going to change a lot of property managers' lives.
Put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Mainly, you have to believe in what you do. People say that all the time.
Sure.
I would have given up on this already a bunch of times.
Oh, you found the iPod?
I didn't care. Yeah.
I mean, that's you found by working in it, you found the, which is really incredible.
Yeah, it's the cliche. You had a problem, you need a solution scenario.
Yeah, the money that they need to do this though is, I guess, for you, the next 5 years will be how many people can I convince to add 30 grand, 40, 50, whatever, to my budget for next year.
Yeah.
Because most of them don't have a spontaneous 40 grand floating around.
So we do a lot of sales actually as the valves as a service. So kind of playing on software as a service.
Sure. So you're eating you're eating their operating money, not their capital money.
Exactly.
So it's a little easier to squeeze out.
Yeah, and that 30K
or charge a monthly.
Yeah, charging monthly. That 30K may look like $200 a month because it's a longer term and it's a very sticky product. So they're not gonna just take.
I guess right, and I guess they also feel if they're paying you $200 a month, you know, whatever the thing is.
Yeah.
They actually have some kind of way of telling you to screw off if it doesn't work.
Yeah.
A contractual obligation beyond the moment that you're done.
Right.
Here's your check.
Yeah, we very much stay connected, and we use other service providers to
So do you ever
maintain that connection.
So, do you ever thought of working with security companies?
So we are, and that's the security companies. You nailed
That
it.
is cool.
Security companies are using this both during construction. So the guys that do the monitoring,
I love
at site,
that.
they're monitoring the water as well because people have suffered major delays in building from water leaks. And then on the permanent installations, they're designing it into the system access control system. So your key fobs, your water, your elevators, everything is controlled and integrated by those guys, which is why I usually say we're better installed under the umbrella of other services.
Yeah, that's terrific. I love that. This is truly the iPod, and you're going to be able to bridge into a whole bunch of other markets.
I think we're in one of the rooms. I'll find out.
You should tell them to do it up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would so do it up here. So you gotta, because this is a good thing.
And the discussion is the trend toward virtual facility management. Everybody's using this kind of tech to do things at a more scaled out.
You're my new rock star.
Yeah, thank you.
You really are, Todd.
Appreciate
From
it.
Reed, I really appreciate it. I'm Tim Byrne. This is Tim Byrne Almost Live. Before we leave the Remy Show, what's your phone number?
416-902-0090.
Yeah, you got to say that slower. People who watch this show are stupid.
Right.
Say it slower. Go.
416-902-0090.
I'm Tim Byrne. This is Tim Byrne Almost Live at the Remy Show in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I want you to have a good afternoon.
Adam, you are my superhero. You did stick your head above that foxhole. I am so glad that you've taken the risks you're taking with your dad and building technology that the property management industry has never seen before. Screw Johnson Control and Honeywell, buddy. I'm Tim Byrne. This is Tim Byrne Almost Live on the Diablo River in Quebec. Remember, you got to stick your head above that foxhole if you're going to be a hero. I'll see you next Wednesday.